Why leave Warner Music Group?
I didn't like them, they didn't like me. It was a terrible situation.
And what does that mean? They didn't like you, you didn't like them?
They weren't liking my material. Like, they were trying to make me do urban music. I'm like, what the do you mean? I sold 200 million records doing pop music. Like, why would I start doing urban music? For what reason? I outsold all the urban artists. Like, why would I do that? And the executives at that time were urban leaning executives. So that's what the music that they were into. And I also think that when you're fresh into a building, you need to make your mark in some way. So like, you need to either come in and like alter the that's popping, and then you can say that you're a genius for that, or you need to sign new that pops off so that you can say that you did that. But either way, you need to have done something, like when you first come in there. And it was regime after regime after regime. Different regimes were coming in every year and a half. Like, I went through like 6 different regimes in my time. And by the time I was doing my 4th album, you know, I was just exhausted. I was just like, this is crazy. Now I gotta meet new people. They want me to do urban music. I'm not doing that. Y'all don't like my songs, I don't like y'all. So like, let me go.
Was there one conversation that stands out most where both sides were very direct with each other?
No, not necessarily. I mean, it's really just like roundabout things, like trying to get like budgets for certain things. You know, it was an argument. I'm doing all the heavy lifting myself. You can tell when somebody's not in it and where their attention is going. And the crazy part about it is, I was one of the only successful, super successful artists on that label for a decade. I was the guy worldwide for 10 years. I was the guy. Everybody's salaried in that whole building was kind of dependent on me and all the legacy stuff that they had. Obviously, they had legacy stuff that still sold, but like the current person that was keeping the lights on was me. I'm talking about a label that had very, very small market share. We know it as Warner Brothers Records, but Warner Brothers in its hey was doing, right before me, it was all rock. And then when rock went to I was the only option. You know what I'm saying? It was me and Michael Bublé. That was it, right? And to go from that to have a new regime be like, we're not really feeling this vibe. You should try working with this producer. I'm like, bruh, these guys do urban music. I don't want to do that. That's not really my vibe. So it was just like a cantankerous situation that I needed to get out of. And I was like, by any means necessary, I'm gonna get out of this deal. So like, either you guys let me out or it's gonna be a real problem, like with the world. I'm gonna let the world know that you guys are like keeping me against my will.
What did they say?
They're like, you have to pay this amount to go free. I was like, all right, I'll pay the amount. So I paid the amount, and then I think that the world is gonna be my oyster, and then that everybody's gonna receive me with open arms because I'm Jason Derulo.
Didn't work out that way.
Not even close. So I went to all of these different labels, and they were like, no, it's too expensive for us. That's not really what we're looking for. I'm like, what you mean? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, I'm the guy that sold 250 million records. It's me. I was like, okay. So I had to take a deep breath and like really figure it out.
There was a point during the dispute with Warner's where you just thought about kind of giving up on the career.
I did.
Take me to that moment and what you're thinking about.
Yeah, because I was like, I did a lot in my career. I mean, there's not very many artists in the history of artists that have done what I've done. I traveled the world. I've seen every country 1,000,000 times, and I've impacted a lot of lives. And I was like, maybe this is the end of my story. Maybe I should focus on living now. I've spent so much time not living, so maybe I should just focus on living.
Depressed?
I wouldn't say depressed necessarily. It was a coming to terms with maybe a different lifestyle, which could be difficult in some ways, but also relieving in some ways. But then I decided against that.